Welcome guys to a brand new video. Another recap of the NFL once again is here. Week 6 is officially in the books. Not the greatest week, I believe, of the NFL. It definitely wasn't. I mean, you're going to have that. Not every week is going to be a spectacular cinema week. But college football was made for this weekend. Everybody knew about the October 12th date. And college football did live up to the hype for sure, unlike the Ohio State defense, who did not live up to the hype. But either way, this is about the NFL. We're going to get right into the action, and the Week 6 of the NFL is now. And we're starting off right on the Thursday Night Football by Amazon Prime. The 49ers went into town to Seattle in an NFC West to match up the battle for first place in Week 6. And the Seahawks started 3-0. They are now 3-3. They kind of look like the Saints, honestly, kind of going with this, but the Seahawks, I feel like the Seahawks are kind of a better team. But either way, the 49ers, a big-time win. They started out pretty decent. Both offenses were kind of meh to start, but the offenses for the 49ers really got going. But then the Seahawks kind of started to put the foot on the gas here. They were off to just a really bad start. Special teams got them into it, and the offense really started to cook up, but it was too late. Not enough gas in the tank. The 49ers made some big plays, and George Kittle, a fantastic 2-touchdown night for him. Deebo Samuel found the end zone over 100 yards. But another running back blow for the San Francisco 49ers offense. Mason goes down, and we'll see how long he's out. They had one of their draft picks. I can't even remember his name. Isaac, I think's his name. Juszczyk's getting more involved a little bit. Not much, but the 49ers, though, they still find a way to win. They got a lot of mouths to feed on that offensive side, but another tough blow to that offense. No McCaffrey. Now Mason's down. Like I said, we'll see how long he's out. But the Seahawks, another tough break. They fall to 3-3. And the 49ers now have the edge in first place of the NFC West after Week 6. Sunday is here, and it's another London Series game, of course, for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And we'll see them there again next week. You'd think they'd have home field advantage, and no, it wasn't like that. The Chicago Bears absolutely slapped the Jacksonville Jaguars in the face. What another game. Caleb Williams is really starting to get going. 4 touchdowns in the air. Everyone's getting involved. We've finally seen Keenan Allen get into the end zone as a Chicago Bear. Cole Kmet, another masterclass game for him. I mean, DeAndre Swift's getting the ball. Everyone's getting the ball. Dunze's getting the ball. Who is not getting the ball in Chicago? I mean, wow. Defense made some plays, interception as well over Trevor Lawrence and that just disgusting offense. And like I said, for the 49ers, running back blow, another one goes now for the Jaguars. Travis Etienne, off to just one of his worst starts ever in his career in the NFL. And now he's out with an injury. He had, I know that was a big thing, negative 0.1 fantasy points for him. Travis Etienne is hurt. Tank Bigsby looks like he's going to be the main man. We saw Johnson getting a lot more involved in this Jaguar offense. But the Bears, way too much offensive firepower. But here's the thing. The Bears, they're kind of getting the hype right now, and that is a tough NFC North division. I will not doubt that. But I just don't think this clique's going to be going on too much longer. Their schedule is one of the top 5 toughest, I believe, in the NFL coming up. They've got the Commanders. They got to go against their division. And yeah, it's going to be a lot tough more sled here for the Chicago Bears. But either way, they're 4-2, and I really did not expect them to be this at the record they're at now in the season, but we'll see how long it lasts. I think the hype train is eventually going to stop. Everyone's going to get off board. But either way, enjoy it, Bears fans. I know you're happy to be 4-2, and I can't blame you. Either way, the offense, it's looking good. We'll see how much they can keep it going against when they go against tougher opponents. But the Bears, 4-2, and man, they look pretty good, though. We'll see how long it lasts. And by far, I think this was easily the game of the week in the NFL in Week 6, and that is the Washington Commanders, one of the best offense in the NFL, going against the Baltimore Ravens, and also another great offense in the NFL. I think both defenses are both very decent as well. But either way, the Ravens go off with a win over the Washington Commanders in a tough matchup. Derrick Henry finds the end zone twice, and my gosh, Ravens fans, rejoice! Mark Andrews gets involved a lot more in this offense, and he finds the end zone. Unbelievable. Could not believe it. But what a game it was. Jaden McDaniels having a pretty decent game as well again. That Commanders team is by far, I think, playoff bound already. I think it's a lock, and I think they might win the NFC East the way this is going. Their offense is really good. I give them a lot of credit. I kind of thought the Ravens would at least win by 10 or more. They only won by a touchdown. Either way, the Ravens, end it again with a Derrick Henry run to get the clock to 0. Either way, I don't think there's a whole lot to say about this game. It was a great game overall. But either way, the Ravens offense was too much for the Commanders. Lamar Jackson has another great game as well. And Zay Flowers, what a game for him, over 100 yards in the game. He was getting really involved in this offense as well. But the Ravens, they're just too much for the Commanders. I think everybody expected the Ravens to win this game. But either way, I'm just glad it was a great game for both teams, both offenses. I cannot wait to see. Unfortunately, I can't wait to see the Commanders play in the playoffs because, I mean, it's been forever. I think they've been so good, haven't been good. I give up on Dallas, but either way, congrats to the Ravens, though. We needed them to win in the NFC to help us out for Dallas. But the Ravens were winners and to start off our 1 o'clock slate games for Sunday. All right, and now we move to the Cleveland Browns and the Philadelphia Eagles. And this game pissed me off because the Browns are so bad. I hate the Eagles so much. And hate's a strong word here, but I cannot stand Nick Sirianni. Dude's such a moron. I hate to even talk about this game. I was excited to talk about it because how much it pisses me off. The Browns are terrible. Everybody knows that now. I'm done with the Browns. I think this week was my last week of giving them any type of faith because I still believe that they can be a decent team with their offenses looked the past couple years. And I know it's a lot to say, but my gosh, they're terrible. And now Amari Cooper is officially gone. Thank gosh, because I loved him in Dallas. Wish he could have came back. Whatever. He went to Buffalo. But either way, that's not the point here. The Eagles played a trash game. They played awful, in my opinion. Jalen Hurts didn't play too bad, though. He had a pretty decent game. But either way, they get Devontae Smith back and, of course, A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown had a great game, and so did both players had pretty good games, both getting in the end zone, and they didn't even need to use Saquon that much at all. He had like 40-something rushing yards. It really didn't do anything. But either way, Nick Sirianni yelling at the fans after the game after a 4-point home win against the Browns. Embarrassing. I really hope Dallas just slaps him in the face. I know it's a lot to ask for right now, but I still believe Dallas can sweep this team because the Eagles are trash, but the Cowboys' defense is pretty worse. But either way, the Eagles get a most stupid win. They didn't deserve it. An ugly win, even though they got their studs back and they looked super mid. I hate the Eagles so much. I'm done talking about this game now. Browns are freaking pathetic. And yeah, I cannot stand Philly. Can't stand them. Okay, moving on to this game. This game was honestly kind of weird, and that was the Saints and Buccaneers. Well, Buccaneers at the Saints, excuse me. Now, this game looked like it was over. It literally looked like it was over. Yes, it was 17-0. That's what I thought. I couldn't believe it was 14 or 17. Had to check. 17-0 in this game at one point. No Derek Carr. Chris Olave sadly goes down early for New Orleans. Another blow to this offense. They lose their quarterback. Now they lose their star wide receiver out of Ohio State. And now all you have is Rashid Shaheed. Oh, wait, he gets hurt as well. So now the Saints are in trouble. But the thing is, Spencer Rattler didn't play bad. I wouldn't say he didn't play bad. He gave the Saints a fight. And the Saints put up a decent game, and then the second half, they didn't show up at all. Baker Mayfield is red hot, even though he despises 3 interceptions. Either way, the Buccaneers get it done, dropping 50 points over New Orleans, another classic NFC South shootout. And I compare the NFC South all the time to the Big 12 because there's literally never, I feel like there's never any defense played in these types of division games. I swear there's never. Either way, the Saints get it done, the Buccaneers get it done in the second half in a nice dominating win to go to 4-2 on the year. Saints have now fallen to 2-4 on the year. And they're just really starting to fall off. But either way, the Buccaneers offense, Chris Godwin, have a day. Rashad White's out, and Bucky Irving plays his role pretty well, having a touchdown as himself. Buccaneers, their offense is red hot. A tough team to beat in Tampa Bay, and they'll go back home, hopefully. And I think they're going to have a lot of momentum. I think they'll have a lot of motivation and to really put up a game next week. I'm super excited to watch them play next week after their unfortunate hurricane in Tampa Bay. I think that team is going to have a lot of firepower going on, and I think they're going to be a team I don't think you're going to want to play the Buccaneers next week. I just have that feeling. They're going to be playing this for their city. They're going to be tough to beat next week. The Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield, man, they look tough. A big-time win and dropping 50 against the Saints. And next up, moving on, is the Texans going to New England to take on the Patriots. No Nico Collins. No problem for the Texans. They were blowing out New England at one point, but we did get to see the debut of Drake May. did not have a bad performance. Pretty decent, really, I think, for his start of the year. I think he's going to continue to start for New England. We saw C.J. Stroud connecting with Tank Dell and Diggs, and Mixon's cut back as well. And they're up 27-0 at one point. But Patriots started to show some fight. I really didn't pay attention a lot to this game. But the Texans go in, they get the job done. That team is now 5-1. And just imagine how much even, like, I'm telling you, man, this offense is unbelievably, when they're healthy, man, this team is going to be super tough to beat, I believe, in the playoffs. I would watch out for Houston. I really do believe they have a chance to make the AFC championship game now. I kind of thought they'd be a divisional exit, but I really do think this team is going to make a run in the year. I think they already have, like I said, their division. They have it wrapped up. They're bound for home field advantage to play in Houston. Congrats, Texans, beating the Patriots in a nice fashion. Patriots showed a good fight. Texans defense forcing turnovers, and their offense was too much for New England, as expected. Either way, kind of a boring game to watch. I don't think anybody really paid attention to it a lot, but the Texans offense is red hot, and man, they look tough. Congrats, Texans, 5-1, and the Patriots, yikes, falling to 1-5. And moving on to the Cardinals, heading on to take on the Cheeseheads of the Packers. And wow, what a performance it was for Jordan Love. I mean, this dude is connecting with so many different wide receivers on this offense. Josh Jacobs, of course, on the run game. I mean, this team was too much. And the Air Cardinals, they take another blow to the face. They get wiped out. They started to have a little bit of a comeback, but it wasn't enough as well. Just a dominating performance for Green Bay at home, and they lose Marvin Harrison for Arizona. I believe it was a concussion, they're saying. We'll see how long he might be out. Cardinals are definitely a tough break. They're falling down. They're now down to 2-4, and their playoff they're just going. Everything is falling down, I think, for Arizona now. Very inconsistent offense as well with Kyler Murray under center. I don't know how much I feel about Kyler Murray a lot, really. Very mixed feelings. Either way, the Packers, their offense is they're starting to really connect now a lot. 4 touchdowns in the air for Jordan Love. Some of those plays he made were really good. Either way, Packers, a much needed win to really hang on that division. 4-2, they're tied for, I think, third still at 4-2, because I think the Lions are now 4-1 because they had a bye. So Packers are tied for third at 4-2 is insane to say. But it won't last long, I don't think. They'll be in third, second, or even first by themselves. But either way, Packers, a dominating performance at home and a tough break for the Cardinals. And moving on to our very last 1 o'clock slate game on Sunday, and that was the Colts and the Titans. I think everybody kind of expected this game to be kind of a battle, a tough little matchup between both of these teams. I still don't think either team makes the playoffs. But the Colts sneak away with a win under center with Joe Flacco. I still believe he should be the starter in Indianapolis. I think, and no Jonathan Taylor, still ending up getting that win. I think if Anthony Richardson was in that game, I don't think they would have won. And even, obviously, without Jonathan Taylor as well, I don't think they definitely wouldn't have won. Joe Flacco, once again, a 2-touchdown performance. That is 8 straight wins with 2 touchdowns with Joe Flacco. Insane. Just another reason why this guy needs to continue to be the starter in Indianapolis. I think it's a no-brainer. Look what Cleveland did. They kept him, and he led him to the playoffs. So I don't even know what to say here. Colts front management, get it together. You got to keep him under center and keep him the starter. No doubt about it. A nice win, getting a connection with Josh Downs, Michael Pittman. This offense is starting to connect, and they'll be even better with Jonathan Taylor. The Titans, just another tough break, a tough loss in the end, and the Colts find a way to win again. Like I said, with Joe Flacco. Colts, keep him started. It's simple. You need him. I don't even know what to say. The Lions absolutely dominate my Dallas Cowboys. 2 touchdowns for Dave Montgomery. I expected it. Fake plays, trick plays, I expected it to happen. And it did. I'm surprised the lineman also didn't score a touchdown for Detroit. He's lucky that pass was just not caught. It didn't matter. The Cowboys suck. Their defense sucks. Dak sucks. The line sucks. It all sucks. But you know who sucks the most? I think together is Jerry Jones and Mike McCarthy. A pathetic day for Dallas at home in Jerry's world for his 82nd birthday that I couldn't even, and it's also, the best part of it is that they got blown out. They, of course, lost in Dallas on Jerry's birthday. and it was a scoregami. That's the you couldn't ask it for it to be better for Dallas to lose at home on Jerry's stupid birthday. I'm just I can't believe it. I mean, actually, no, I can believe it because this is what happens when you make no off-season moves. You do nothing. We're probably not going to do anything at the when the trade deadline's over. We're not going to do anything. Either way, the Cowboys are awful. I couldn't be any more happy to go into a bye week. Hopefully this defense can rest up. They were missing so many key starters on defense this past week. Either way, I don't think it would have mattered. They need to do something. They got to go get someone on offense. This offense is just so awful. I've never seen such a team be so bad in the red zone, but the Cowboys find a way. They find a way. Not much to say. The Cowboys got spanked, and yeah, we're moving on to next week to go to San Francisco. Moving on. The Falcons went into Carolina for an NFC South matchup, and I think it was a lot closer than we thought. But either way, late, the Falcons pulled away in the second half, around the fourth quarter. Their offense started to really get it to going. Bijan Robinson had himself a 2-touchdown day. Falcons defense putting up some big-time turnovers they needed. And just the Panthers, it's just the way their team is. They just couldn't, not enough gas in the tank. Just not enough. Like I said, the Falcons made some good plays. Kirk Cousins had an okay game, and they got another key win. Much needed. Definitely way too close to comfort, I believe, though, for Atlanta, the way this game was going. But I like to see that Kyle Pitts is getting more and more involved in this offense as well. And just another nice, solid W. They got it done. That's all you got to ask for. A win's a win. And we'll see if the Falcons can keep this going. We'll see, because I just still think this offense is either going to be, it's going to be like this. It's going to be great, and then it's going to be bad. I mean, I guess bad should be down here, but you know what I mean. I mean, it's never going to be together. This offense is never, I don't think, going to be consistent because of Kirk Cousins, but I still believe this team is a playoff caliber team. But like I said, I'm just not impressed with that win very much. I'm just glad they finally did get Bijan a lot more involved with this offense this week because he needs to get it rolling. But either way, the Falcons, they got the win. You just can't complain much about it. And you stay intact with tied first place with the Buccaneers. They got it done. That's about it. Moving on to Las Vegas, the Steelers came into town. The Steelers literally just took over Las Vegas. And I don't know why, but I feel like the Steelers and Raiders just always play. And I feel like it's just every year. I swear I always see these two teams playing. But either way, the Steelers get a big-time win over the Raiders. I mean, the Raiders are just awful. Davante Adams is now officially gone from the Las Vegas, heading into New York with Aaron Rodgers, but does not eliminate the fact that the Raiders, yes, it made them worse, and now they're just really bad. The Raiders are just awful. I mean, by far one of the worst teams in the NFL. Justin Fields gets it done on the legs. Najee Harris had himself a game, 100-yard day for him getting into the end zone finally. And yeah, TJ Watt is by far the best player on defense in the NFL, forcing 2 turnovers. And they're just too much for the Raiders. Like I said, I didn't even pay attention to this game much at all, but the Steelers dominated a big-time bounce-back win after that disappointing loss at home against Dallas. And they go into Las Vegas and slap the Raiders fan base and the teams in the face and they just showed out on both sides of the ball and in the stands. The Steelers, a big-time win and a way to bounce back to go to 4-2, of course, under Mike Tomlin, getting more and more wins. And the last but not least 4 o'clock slate games is the Chargers and Broncos. I don't think I watched maybe a minute of this game. I never really care to watch these AFC West games. I hate to say it, but I mean, I'm always watching the Chiefs because they're always on primetime games, whatever, they're always in big games involved. Hate to say it, but it's true. Justin Herbert didn't connect with a lot of receivers here for very many yards, but this team won. But the Broncos got hot. It was too late. Down 23-7 in the fourth quarter, just coming up short. Chargers defense forcing some turnovers as well. J.K. Dobbins had himself a decent game as well, and Herbert, no mistakes, just got the job done, got a win in Denver. Usually that's not too easy to do, the way Denver has kind of been playing with getting some unexpected wins with Bo Nix, but their offense was kind of eh. Courtland Sutton had himself, I think, one of the best catches of the season. But like I said, not much to say. Jim Harbaugh, weird situation to start that game. And I think that was the biggest talk of the game, I feel like. Him getting, I don't know what was going on. He was in the blue medical tent, goes out of the game, then came back. I don't know, but either way, I guess I'm glad he's okay. I'm not a big fan of Jim Harbaugh, of course, since he's a Michigan guy. But either way, Chargers get it done in a much-needed win game coming off their bye week. And yeah, Broncos, I kind of expected them to win that game the way they've been playing, but just back to 500 and just the most Broncos kind of game. Either way, Chargers get it done. I really don't have a lot to say about this game at all. Did not pay attention to it. Not much, I think, believed really happened. But the Chargers, they get the win after the bye week. And yeah, the Broncos lost, whatever. And we move on to Sunday Night Football. And I have one question for the entire world and, of course, the NFL. Why in the world is Daniel Jones still playing primetime games? Can we please stop this? This just disgusting act to America of giving us Daniel Jones primetime games. This dude has only, I believe, won one primetime game in his entire career, and I couldn't tell you when that even happened or who he played, what week it happened, the day, the time, anything. I don't know when that happened, but apparently it has. But either way, the Giants are terrible. I think Tracy, I believe, is the backup running back. He needs to be involved with this offense a lot more. I get it, you're still without Malik Nabers. I think if Malik Nabers, played this game, I think the Giants actually had a chance to win because the Bengals played terrible. Both quarterbacks for the Bengals and the Giants led their teams in rushing yards. Definitely a disgusting Sunday night game. I thought the way this game was, I thought it was Thursday. So obviously. The kicker, Greg Joseph for the Giants, costly missed field goals in the end. I don't think it would have mattered a lot, but either way, the Giant, because he left up he missed 2 or 3 field goals. Either way, he had a bad night. The Bengals get it done. Chase Brown ices the game in the end. And yeah, the Bengals get a much, much, much needed win to stay intact with that division and trying to get in the playoff spot at the end of the year. They go to 2-4. They almost went to 1-5, but a big time win for the Bengals, much needed. They didn't do much offensively. Giants defense definitely played a decent game, but it wasn't enough, and their offense is just really bad. Either way, the Bengals, big time bounce back win. And last but not least, we're moving on to Monday Night Flag Fest football. James Cook was out for the Bills, a much-needed key offensive player they did not have. But Ray Davis, what a game he had for Buffalo. My goodness, definitely a good replacement. It's kind of like Tyrone Tracy for the Giants. Can we see Ray Davis get more involved with this offense now with James Cook giving himself not a lighter load? But we'll see how that goes. The Jets, they get Devontae Adams this week, but a tough loss against the Bills. Aaron Rodgers, the greatest of all time when it comes to Hail Marys. Unbelievable. And of course, he has to connect with a Packer receiver. Allen Lazard had himself a decent game. Garrett Wilson had a pretty better game. Breece Hall, a bit of a bounce back game himself. But the Bills, too much. They get it done, and they hold on to beat the Jets in MetLife Stadium. We'll see how much better. Can Amari Cooper make this offense better? That's the big question. We'll see how he goes. And the Bills, they sneak away, and the Jets lose again. A tough loss, and they fall to 2-4 on the year. And now we're moving on to my favorite segment of the day, but not this week, though. Not my favorite segment. My teams of the week and my losers of the week. All right, and moving in first with my team of the week. We'll start this time. And it is going to be the Green Bay Packers. That offense looked dominant against the Cardinals at home. I'm just impressed with some of the plays Jordan Love made. He had a spectacular game, only had one interception, but that offense was red hot. There is so many mouths to feed in Green Bay. It's unbelievable. So many wide receivers catching balls. And Josh Jacobs in the backfield. Even though their tight end Kraft didn't have himself that much of a good game. But either way, I'm impressed with the Packers and their dominant win at home. Let's see how much they keep it going, because I think this team is going to be dangerous each and every week. Of Jordan Love being back from his injury now, and that offense just looks too tough. The Packers, there's definitely a little bit of teams I could have picked, but I just liked the way the Packers played. They dominated at home, and they are my team of the week. I hate to say it, but I have to say it. I can't be biased, and I have to be honest here. My losers of the week is by far the Dallas Cowboys. I get it, the only thing I can try to defend this team is that they are probably one of the most injured defenses by far in the league. No DeMarcus Lawrence, no Micah Parsons, no DaRon Bland. The rookie cornerback Carson is out. And their defensive end, Sam Williams, is out for the year before the year even started. I think he's a great defensive end that they need on that side. But either way, though, no excuses. This team laid an egg this week, and they still, of course, I said it before the game started to my father that Brandon Aubrey is going to be the player of the game, and he scored all of our points, like always. But either way, the Cowboys, pathetic performance at home against the Lions. The Lions are out for revenge from last year. Totally makes sense. They had a big chip on their shoulder, and man, they dominated. Their offense is great by far. I almost want to make this team of the week, but I'm going to be honest with you. It doesn't take much to beat this Cowboys defense, and their offense is but trash. That's why the Lions did not get team of the week. But the Cowboys team, or the Cowboys, their entire team is my losers of the week. Both sides of the ball, everything, head coaching, ownership, everything. The team sucks! I'm tired of it. Thank gosh we have a bye. It's a disgusting week of football for my Buckeyes in Dallas. Oh, that's about it here. This team is terrible. Gosh. All right, guys. I hope everybody enjoyed my final thoughts of the NFL in Week 6. We're moving on here to Week 7 games. Of course, we're going into more bye weeks with the Cowboys and Bears next week. Teams on the bye, and some teams are turning off their bye week as well. But after another, not a bad week of NFL football, though. Some games were just okay, and just another week of football is in the books. We're getting more to that. Colder weather of season of football is upon us, and that fall feeling is here, man. I love it. Probably one of the best times of the year. Either way, Week 7 games right here, and we will see you guys as well next week on my final thoughts of the NFL in Week 7, and I can't wait to see you there. Feel free to leave a like or sub to the channel, follow the TikTok or Facebook. It's BWSman12. Hope you guys have a great week. Thank you so much for watching and tuning into my final thoughts. I got a Modern Warfare 3 video coming for you guys tomorrow. Hope you guys enjoy, and I cannot wait to get more content with Call of Duty and Black Ops 6 release date coming in a couple weeks. I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching.